A couple of you really want to set up a drip irrigation system, but this is it. You don't just wake up at the middle of the night and then just say you want to set up irrigation on your already established plantain farm. If you must set up your drip irrigation system, which is the particular irrigation system that we are focused on in this video, then you must have started your planning and your layout right from the onset of your farm. This particular field that you are looking at, right from the onset, we have already known that this field, we are going to be installing a drip irrigation system on this field. So we were very mindful during the setup. Planning has to be top notch. So once you've gotten your planning right, then the other aspect is now the installation of the drip, which is secondary, but the primary is proper planning. Under the planning phase, you need to put into consideration all the factors. You need to consider the water body you have available. The water body you have available is what will then determine the type of irrigation system you are going to be using. Mind you, if you want to effectively use any water available at your location, then you should think of drip irrigation. Drip irrigation only makes water available at the root of the plant, and it doesn't provide water all over the field like you would have when you are making use of a sprinkler irrigation system. So if you need effectiveness, then think of installing a drip irrigation system. If you are making use of borehole, then drip irrigation is the best irrigation system to install. Why you need to install a drip irrigation is because you are limited in terms of water availability. Also, the reservoir you are going to be pumping the water into is limited. You cannot afford to use the sprinkler system where you need a mud pump to then push the water out from the tank into the field. If you do that, you would end up not achieving anything. So you most of the time make use of a sprinkler irrigation system where you have a very large water body that is quite sustainable. Okay, boreholes are sustainable, but the volume for distribution is not so much that you then spray the whole field with water. Next thing you also want to do is you want to understand the length and the breadth of your land. You want to understand these two things, the length and the breadth. So that understanding will then help you to then know the segments you are going to be having your farms into. So for this field, we have split this field into 8 segments. The next thing you want to do after that is know the types of material you need for your field. Depending on how much pressure you are looking to having at the end of the day, you then want to consider distance from the water source down to the ends of the field. For this field, we have the tank almost at the center of the field. All these plants must be in place right from the onset of your farm. That is why we always say regularly on this channel that proper planning for your commercial plantain field prevents poor performance. Before you go anywhere, let us dive in quickly to see how the installation is done proper. Stay glued. Peace. I'm going to be showing you the working system of the drip irrigation we have here. Okay, so this is the main control. Okay, what we have here, that is our main supply. So we have, that is our main supply. So we have for this drip system, we have 2 main sources of water. Okay, we have the water from the tank, and then we can also choose to supply the field directly from the borehole. In fact, the one that is the more sustainable out of the 2 is one we supply from the borehole. Okay, so these are the controls. Okay, this is when we want to supply directly from the borehole, and this is when we want to supply directly from the tank. So these are all the pipe connections. So after that, this is the 2 sections I explained to you. The farm is split into two sections, the one on my right and then the section on my left. So out of these 2 sections, then we now have subsections for each of these sections, which I'm going to be showing you. So this controls the right section, and these 2 air valves here control the left section. So come along. So from this very control, now, if this is for the first section under left section, if I want this water to irrigate this first section, I'm going to turn it on here. Okay, once I turn it on here, I put it off here. The water begins to irrigate the whole of this section. Okay, so the whole of this section then is irrigated. Okay, so the irrigation continues from that very point down to the end of this section. So this is the end of the first section and the beginning of another section. We have two main water lines here. We have the main supply line, which is either bringing water from the tank or is bringing water from the borehole. So this is the main supply, and then this is the distribution line. Okay, this is the line that distributes water into the field. And this section is also the beginning of the second section. You know, I told you, we've already seen the first section. This is the beginning of the second section. If we want to irrigate the second section, all we have to do is we turn off the main supply, taking water, you know, to the whole of this section. We turn off this main supply, and then we open the subsection. All right, you know, I told you the field was split into subsections to enable us to irrigate the field effectively. So we turn off that, and then we turn on the subsection. So this subsection is now responsible for distributing water around the field. Okay, as you can see. So, and for each of the subsections, all right, the subsection is the distribution line, and the distribution line is the line that houses or that carries the drip tubes. Okay, as you can see. Now, let me talk about the drip tube. This is the main pipe. The main pipe now is the PVC. This is the PVC pipe, and this is the lay flat. Okay, so this PVC, we use this. It's a 2-inch. This one is a 2-inch, but we started with a 3-inch PVC pipe so as to, you know, give us enough pressure. Then as the water goes down the field, we reduce the PVC pipe to 2 inches so that we could still maintain that pressure. So here, this is the lay flat. Okay, this is where we attached the drip lines to. Okay, so for this particular lay flats, okay, we use the flexible one. This is non-flexible, and that is why we use this particular one for the distribution. So we use the flexible one because of how easy to use this is, but it is quite thick but flexible, okay, to enable us to easily attach a drip tube, because we have to puncture and then attach. Now for the starter connector, this is what we refer to as the starter connector. Ensure you are getting the one that has the air valve. Okay, this is what we refer to as the air valve or the control. So when you get the one that has the air valve, it is much more better, because this one will enable you to control the flow of water into the field. Let's say there's an issue with this particular line, drip line. Instead of you to turn off the whole system, you just turn off this particular drip line. Okay, and then you know, attend to this particular one. Let's say there's a leakage on this drip line. Instead of you to turn off the whole system in order to fix it, you just turn off this particular line and then you go fix it. So after this, if you look downward, you will see, you know, another section. Okay, another section, and we did it in such a way that the more you go downward, okay, the smaller the section, because of, you know, because it's quite far from the, you know, distribution point. We are now making the section smaller as we go down the field. Now this is another section, and this is the control. This is for the subsection, or the one that houses the drip tube, and this is the one distributing the water down the field. So that is how we have, you know, been able to arrange a drip system for this particular field project. And now the reason why we're also using this method is because of the uniqueness of the field. So for your field project, it could be a different irrigation setup. Okay, and the reason why we're also using this is because of the nature of the land. It has a gentle slope, and it allows water to flow on gravity. So we are literally not using any surface pump, and that was why I talked about you having a proper understanding of what the topography or relief of the land is, to know how you are then going to set up your drip system to allow the flow of water on gravity without the use of any external pressure pump. Okay. Let's talk about the drip tube. Okay. That when you want to get a drip tube, especially for if you want longevity, you want durability, and you want something rugged, then you have to think of getting a very, very solid drip line. Okay, so you have to get something around 1.5 mm thick, at least from 1.0 mm thick upward. Don't get anything lesser than that, because if you get anything lesser than that, then they might not be able to withstand the ruggedness of the nature of a plantain field. Now, one is if you get something a bit lesser, if you step on it, okay, consistently, before you know, you begin to have tear on the drip tube. You do not want that to happen, because there's every tendency your worker, when they pass, would step on it. And also when people walk on the field, there's a tendency when they carry, let's say, wheelbarrow during harvesting, especially, the tires will step on it. So you need something rugged to withstand all of those pressure. Also, the nature of the drip tube we use is a non-calibrated one. What that means is that it does not have any predetermined opening or emitting point. You are the one to determine the emitting point using your adjustable emitters. Okay, so because of the nature of our field, we are using a 2 meter by 2 meter plant spacing, meaning from one plant to another is 2 meters. So we are going to be opening the drip line or the drip tube at 2 meter intervals with the adjustable emitters. So this is the emitters, okay? They are adjustable, okay? As you can see, I can even take it off completely. They are adjustable, meaning you can regulate the flow of water, okay? So if you want it to increase, you increase it. Even if you want to lock it out totally, probably this particular plant has received enough water and you want to turn it off, you have the adjustable emitters have that ability to give you that adjustment. So this is literally what we have across the entirety of this field, okay? And that is why we say regularly you need to properly plan your irrigation system, okay? So if you pay attention, now the beauty again of the irrigation system is that it is only available to the plant. Look at how moist the root zone of the plant is. It is moist, but look at how dry here is. We're already at the drought season and you do not want to apply your irrigation across the field. But if you are using a sprinkler, then that means the entirety of the field gets water. And what that means is that you will also be weeding as if you're in the rainy season. But because we are in the drought season, I would advise you go, if you can afford it, go for a drip where water is only available to the plant that needs the water, while the weeds can go to hell, okay? That is the beauty of the drip system. So that's basically how the drip system works. I've literally showed you everything you need to know as regards the drip system. When it comes to the reservoir, we have, if you see, each of those tanks is about 6,000 liters. So multiplied by 4, that is about 16,000 liters. Now that 16,000 liters can only conveniently irrigate a section for about 15-20 minutes. Okay, between 15-20 minutes, the whole of that 16,000 liters would have been supplied to one section. You see why you need a solar powered pump in order for you to really conveniently have a successful irrigation system, especially during the peak of the drought season. And don't even think of gasoline, don't even think of fuel, don't even think of generator, because you won't really achieve anything. But when you have solar powered, it means that as long as there is sun, which there will always be during the drought season, you can always pump and supply your feed. So that is for our connection. We have two sections. The one we pump into the field directly from the borehole, and then from the tank. So during the day, we pump directly from the borehole into the field, so which give us that leverage to conveniently irrigate all of the sections. And then towards the evening, we'll pump into the tanks that will be used very early in the morning to irrigate the field. And so the next morning, what we have pumped into the tank, and it will now be used to irrigate the field very early in the morning before the sun rises. You need to get people who are technically sound for them to really understand how to irrigate your field well. If you get guys that are not so sound, end up, messing the whole project up, and there will always be one issue or the other every single day because of how not smart they are. So you need to ensure that you have workers that are smart technically, that can understand, comprehend how each of those sections work, and then they will be able to evenly distribute. So that is my own little piece of advice as regards, what you should do to really have an effective, distribution of water on a daily basis. One is to have a well-defined irrigation system. The next thing is to have the right people to then direct how this irrigation system would work effectively or efficiently. So that is it on that. The next thing we are going to do real quick is to tell you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed just yet, make sure you are punching on that subscribe button right about now. Do well to like this video. Do well to also, share this video with people who need the information we are sharing regularly on this channel. And also ensure that you are clicking on the next video that will be appearing after you stop seeing my face. Click on that next video to check out other informative videos we have for you, so that at the end of the day, you are doing agriculture right. See you in our next video. Peace. Also, for those of you who want to have your irrigation installed professionally, or those of you who want to get your quality irrigation materials, all you need to do real quick is to send us a message, or you go to the description of this video, you get to find our contact details. Send us a WhatsApp DM or an email. The drought season is here, and setting up an irrigation system for your plantain field is no longer optional. It's essential. Plantains thrive on consistent water availability, but the current water scarcity is already causing stunted growth, reduced yield, and even crop loss in fields without proper irrigation. Irrigation ensures your plant gets the steady hydration they need for optimal growth, minimizing stress and promoting robust fruiting. Without it, growth cycles are disrupted and losses are inevitable in this harsh condition. So do well to reach out and let us get your irrigation system established the right way. Peace.